Let's take a look at this radical equation. 0 equals x plus radical x minus 6. Now, in radical equations, our goal is to isolate the radical. So this one looks a little bit different because it's equal to 0, but that's okay. My goal is still to isolate that radical. So I'm going to highlight it. This is what I want to get by itself. So I'm going to start by subtracting x on both sides. So I have negative x equals the square root of x minus 6. Once again, remember, I want this piece by itself. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I'm going to get 6 minus x equals radical x. Now you can write the left side as 6 minus x or negative x plus 6, either way. Once the radical is by itself, you want to get rid of the radical. In order to undo a radical, you're going to square both sides. So on the right side, I'm going to get x because the radical and the squared cancel each other out. On the left side, I have 6 minus x times 6 minus x. Now, you can double distribute or you can use the box method. I'll show you the box method on the side. 6 minus x, 6 minus x. So I'm going to get 36 minus 6x minus 6x plus x squared. So when I combine my like terms for the box method, I'll have x squared minus 12x plus 36. So I'm going to put that back into my equation on the left-hand side. And then I still have that equals x. So remember, I want to, anytime I see a squared, so I have x squared, I want to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. So my right side is going to equal 0. I'm going to have x squared minus 13x plus 36. So now I want to factor. I'm going to use the AM method. So I have x minus, the factors of 36. If you need to write it out on the side, you can. 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, or 6 and 6. Which pair is going to give me 13? So it's going to be 9 and 4. I'm going to tee off. I'm going to get x equals 4 and x equals 9. But remember, you always want to check your answers. So you have a couple of ways to check your answers. You can plug back into the original equation, or you can use your calculator and look for the points of intersection, or look on the table for when the y values are the same. So in this case, I'm going to use the plugging in method. So if I go back up top, I have to check two different things. So I'm going to check x equals 4, and I'm going to check x equals 9. So 0 equals 4 plus the square root of 4 minus 6. So I'm going to go to my calculator. 4 plus the square root of 4 minus 6 gives me 0. So 0 equals 0, that one works. And then over here, I have 9 plus the square root of 9 minus 6. So 9 plus the square root of 9 minus 6, I get 6. So 0 equals 6. That doesn't work. So that means that my x equals 9 has to be rejected, and my only answer is 4. So although the radical equation looked a little bit different, the process is still the same. Isolate the radical and then square both sides.